Hello and welcome to Disc Review, the podcast that goes track by track through a different album each week.
And we're your hosts, Max and Matt. Join us as we explore some of our favorite records.
No, I'm a fan, I swear.
I feel like I've become a music normie.
I'm tired of being Mr. Positive guy.
Dude, that's not humor.
This is certifiably the most boring album I've ever heard.
And there's a reason they don't do it, because it's terrible.
We hope you enjoy the show. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome to Disc Review. Today we're going to be talking about kind of a short EP here, but we thought that these songs were fun enough to discuss here, and to be honest, they're not even my favorite by this artist, but yeah, it's kind of just a time thing here. We wanted to do a shorter episode today, so we'll cover their better stuff later, but today we're going to be talking about the Coma EP by Breathe Carolina. So Matt, what's your experience with this album?
Not much, really. I didn't listen to it. I was aware of it, and I'd probably flipped through it before, but I don't think the songs are as standout as some of the other stuff they've done, like you talked about. I think they've gotten really into their groove with the style of music. This was pretty early on, huh? This was really like some of their first foray into this kind of music, right?
Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest. I haven't looked too much into it. All I know is their Dead the Album, that's what it's called, is Dead the Album, is fantastic. I love it so much, and their acoustic version of those songs are like even better. And this is, it's kind of the same style, but not quite as good. So they'll be a little, I'll be a little nitpicky as we go through these, I'm sure, but
I like the style of music.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing I like. Like, it's just, I didn't really care about this, artist with what they're doing before, but I kind of jam out to kind of more dance music and very electronic stuff. And if you put good songwriting behind it, which is what they do on a lot of their songs, it's a good time.
Yeah, Breathe Carolina has kind of an interesting past. They started off as this electronic metal band, and they had screaming, and that was kind of popular in the early 2000s, kind of a little bit getting into the 2010s, but not really huge anymore, at least not in this style, because they were very polarizing with the super dancey but then also really heavy vocals. So this, I think, is more in their wheelhouse. This is better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let's talk about this album art for a second. Why don't you talk about it while I pull it up?
I mean, it's pretty basic. It's just kind of a red gradient looking thing with the title of the band, title of the EP. They have this symbol they use a lot, which is like this S. Is that for the band or for a label? They still use it.
That's a great question because their name doesn't have an S in it.
Exactly. I'm starting to think it's like a label or so, or like a producer thing. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, it's Breathe Carolina, so maybe it stands for South Carolina. I don't know.
No, I just really. Anyways, that pops up a lot, and that pops up here.
I dig the colors for sure. I like
a good color, yeah.
Yeah, the color they picked is really good. I think the font is fine, but yeah, a little boring. Not much going on there.
Jumping into the track by track.
All right, well, the first track is For You. This song is a good introduction to the band because I think it shows off their best quality, which is their synths. They have they're really great at making modern, interesting synths. Kind of reminds me of kind of Chainsmokers in their ability to make every synth just sound really cool. The song doesn't even really have vocals in the chorus. It kind of does a vocal lead up with a pre-chorus, which is a popular thing to do in this style of music because it's more like you're supposed to kind of dance and vibe during the chorus. It's not really, you kind of build you up and then you kind of just vibe. So that's probably going to be my main takeaway, is that they just do a really good job with their production and the sounds are just cool.
They do. I really like this next track. This again, the opening is just really, it's kind of got the main melody and just some great synths. I like atmosphere a lot in this kind of music, and I think the production does a good job on that.
Yeah, the verses of this song are pretty simple, but they just come off as really catchy to me. This song gets stuck in my head. It's some of the sounds they're using here seem to be some sort of vocal modulation, which I wish I knew how to do better than I do because it sounds so cool.
We don't know something. That's all I know about
Yeah.
how it's done.
Yeah, something I'm doing is not what they're doing because
Yeah.
it's just cool to make your vocals sound like that. It's weird to think that this band used to do screaming because this is the stuff. This is like stuff you'd hear on the radio almost, except for it's a smaller artist. It's kind of unique and interesting to me. Not that radio songs aren't unique and interesting, but I feel like when I hear a song like this on the radio. And I know it has like 20 writers behind it and like so much money dumped into making every part sound perfect. It's kind of cool to see smaller artists like this do kind of the same thing.
Yeah. You know what? This EP sounds a lot to me like what Justin Bieber was doing in 2015. Sounds like the songs, what was it called? Sorry and like, What Do You Mean?
You're right.
How well
dude,
do you remember those? That's what it sounds like to me.
That does
I
sound
don't
a
know
lot
how
like
to
this.
describe it. It's just the production, I think, is very, very similar.
And it's kind of like the singing style is also pretty similar where it's kind of just like low key, not even really putting a lot of effort into it. I mean, not to say they don't sound good. They do. It's just they're not like belting it out,
No, yeah, it's definitely not their top concern on a lot of their songs.
Then we have Glue. This is probably my least favorite on the EP. It's not that different from the other songs, but the hook and the chorus just
Highest streams.
yeah, it's weird to
Oddly
me.
enough.
I just think the
this
hook
was
and
my
the
favorite.
chorus, the hook is just not exciting to me. The verses are pretty solid, but this one just doesn't grab me with the vocal melodies as much as the other ones do.
I agree. I thought the other ones had better melodies in that chorus section.
It's still pretty well produced and fun, but
Yeah.
I don't know. The drums are kind of marchy in the verses and just super simple in the chorus. I think it's it's probably did so well just because it's a standard pop. It doesn't really stray from that.
But the next track is Heart of the City, and I don't know. I like the breakdown a lot in this one for that chorus section. It goes pretty hard. A lot of energy, good melodies. I don't know. I think this one was one of my favorites.
This one stands out to me a little bit as being not as modern sounding. Like it kind of sounds like 2000s pop. I don't know if you got that vibe. The main synth here isn't. It's a little different from the other ones in the EP. It's probably the most upbeat song on the EP and has a lot of like dance energy coming off it. This one isn't really my favorite either, to be honest. What did you think rating this one out of all the other ones?
For me, it's really just because it is more of an energy dance song like that. I mean, that's just like that identity. I feel like carried it, and and the melodies were better. But yeah, I mean, all of the songs are pretty similar. Production's about the same on all of them. I think they don't have as much identity from one another for me because it's just such a short EP, and I think they were kind of going for like, let's try out this concept, let's try out this style a little bit, and I think they get more into it later. But I think the S stands for Spinning Records, bro. That's what the
their
label
record
is.
label?
SpinningRecords.com underneath it, yeah.
That's very bizarre to put your record label's logo on there.
That's just my theory.
I don't think it's a bad theory. The last song is Coma, which this is a song that gives the EP its name. It's a little slower than most of the other songs, especially Heart of the City, which is very fast. This one brings it down just a little bit for the ending, which I can appreciate. The pre-chorus is really great on this one. It's so catchy. And in the chorus where he does, he kind of just somberly sings, "I'm not doing all right." It really brings the emotion into this final song. I think it's a good way to cap it off.
I think the song's a lot more personal, and like you get more from the singer, get more to do, and yeah, this one's definitely interesting, and it has its own identity.
Yeah, I think Dead the album has a lot of songs like this one where you can really feel the emotion in there, but you're still just vibing so hard.
Just talking.
All right, well, what do you think about this EP?
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a standout to me. I don't know. I don't think these songs like are so impressive to me that I'd listen to them to a lot of Dead the album, right? Like So I kind of forgot about this one, but a good little step into this artist. I look forward to talking about some songs I really, really like from them. Songs which don't even really have that much streams. I'm actually shocked.
Yeah, I think this is definitely like a dip your toes into the water kind of an album where it gives you the feel that they're going for, but it's not really done as well as they have done it. So I visit it every once in a while, but it's a little bit forgettable compared to some of the other stuff they've put out.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you guys for listening to this short episode of Disc Review. We appreciate your support. Please check out the links in the comments, or in the description, rather. We have links to the Spotify, the YouTube, the usual, and then some other links as well. So check those out and hit us up. Tell us what you think about this album and any other album. We'd love to talk to you about music. So thank you. We'll see you later.